Honesty. Geniuses are frank, forthright, and honest. They take responsibility for things that go wrong. Be willing to admit, I goofed, and learn from your mistakes. So there's humility in honesty. But there's also in honesty, there's empowerment. Because you know yourself, I didn't really know about that. I made a mistake on that. Now, what do I now need to do to correct that mistake? If you slide right over and go, I just don't want anybody to see that, and I'm not going to fess up on that one, they'll never know that it's me, you're basically obfuscating. You're taking the Venetian blinds and you're turning the lights off and you're putting darkness in. So when you put darkness in front of yourself, that's going to affect the very next thing that you're looking at. You're not going to quite see that so well. So it's really important to be able to live with the truth, and as you're able to do that, you will see more of the truth. And that's a good thing, because when you see the way things are from that platform, you can see, how do I want to change them? If you don't know how they are, it's very difficult to change them. Optimism. Geniuses never doubt they will succeed. Deliberately focus your mind on something good coming up. So one thing I will say here, the people here have never wavered that the work we're doing is work that's worthwhile. That we all know with certainty. Is it going to be better than anything that's ever occurred? You know, that we don't know. We've got to work each day to strive to make it that. There's certain things that you don't know. Is the stock going to 1,000 someday? I don't know. But is this work worth doing? That I do know. Yes, it is. And can we collectively put our attention on this work and improve on it day by day, week by week? Yes, we can. Are we making a difference? The facts are in. Yes, we are. Can we improve on that? Yes, we can. I love this line from Alice, where in her movie she says, I'm Alice, it's my dream, and it's going to turn out my way. How many of you saw the movie Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, that was my first movie when I was 8 or 9, and I unfortunately walked out because I kind of fell in love with Alice. God, she's really cute. Look at that, blue eyes and blonde hair. Then she goes down that cornucopia, and she goes from this big Alice to this little nothing. I go, hey, that's my girlfriend. Look what they're doing to her. I'm not going to sit here and watch this. And I got up with my 10 cents of popcorn and 5-cent Coke and walked out and went to play football. So 60 years later, I'm walking down Santana Row, and at the end they have a big movie theater, Alice in Wonderland, 3D, and I go, I want to go back in and see what everybody loved and I couldn't see when I was 8 or 9 years old. And I got up there and I'm sitting in the top row, and I got my $2.50 Coke and $5 popcorn bag. And times have changed a little bit over that 50 years. And I'm sitting up and I'm watching it. And it gets to this great line, and I see right where I left, and I grab my seat and I hold on. Go, now she goes from small to big, and things work out. And this gal, Alice, is really somebody. She's got personality. She's got confidence in herself. She's got purpose in her mind. And she met her boyfriend and the court jester. Alice, let's go. You've done everything, and you and I are in love, and let's get the hell out of here because, you know, it could get dangerous. And she had to slay the dragon that her sister was bringing into the scene. And Alice went, nope, I'm Alice. It's my dream. It's going to turn out my way. And she, of course, slayed the dragon. I thought, God, if I would have just sat there and watched that whole message when I was 8, I could have made something out of my life. I needed that little inspiration, you know, but I got it now. Optimism is essential to achievement, and it is also the foundation of courage and true progress. So the word optimism, the corner of that word is op. Look at this, Latin, op, to work, produce in abundance. Who's ever told you that optimism was anything other than, oh, you know, Jimmy, he's always optimistic, or Jane, she's always thinking things are going to work out. They don't tell you that it's, the etymology of that word is to work and produce in abundance. So someone who can work and produce in abundance has a right to be optimistic because they know they can get the job done. The greatest good, optimistic, the best. So to work and produce to the greatest good, really, when you're doing that, you have life at your back. Call it Muhammad, Buddha, God, whoever, whatever these forces are just what's really within you. When you're doing good, you have energy and you have a right to be optimistic. Definition of focus, to concentrate, a central point of attention, attraction, or activity. Clearly and sharply defined condition of an image. So you focus your attention on what good thing's coming up and you put your energy behind it. Ability to judge. Try to understand the facts of a situation before you judge. This is one of the biggest areas that I work on to improve because I'm quick to make up my mind on something. And I've realized here, let's really examine the facts. Am I dealing and operating based on opinion, which may or may not be true, or am I dealing on fact? What's a fact? Something that when you inspect, you can find that it's really there and it's true. It's like, it's one thing to say, I think Haagen-Dazs is good ice cream because all my friends tell me it is. That's my opinion now. I've eaten it now. And I say, I know it's good. At least for me, it's really good because I've tried it. So this is really important. This is probably one of the, next to the word genius, this whole area of prejudice, man, it throws life into a turmoil. You know, the Northern Irish and the Southern Irish don't get along. The Egyptians and the Israelis, what? Why does that? That doesn't have to be the case. And a lot of that is buried on prejudgment. So if you yourself can transform yourself out of prejudgment, then you're setting a good example for others, and others will follow that good example. So it's really a worthwhile trait. Evaluate things with an open mind, unprejudiced basis, and be willing to change your mind. Enthusiasm. Geniuses are so excited about what they are doing, it encourages others to cooperate with them. Really believe that things will turn out well. Don't hold back. So if you have your goal, if you are optimistic, you know you can work and produce in abundance, if you're willing to sacrifice and work hard, why wouldn't you be enthusiastic? Because you really think, I can get this done. I think we can make it go right. So nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. So let's look a little into that word. Latin, enthusiasmus. Greek, enthusiasmos, to be inspired by a God. In means in, en means in, and theos is God. So it keeps relating back here. These are the terms in the dictionary. So I'm not imposing religion or belief in God on you. You can or can't at your will. But interesting, these words, as they come up, the word genius is spirit. The word enthusiasm is some godlike thing. And some people say we're made and manifested in God's will, shape, and form. So you look at that and you go, is that true for me? Do I have these kind of abilities in me? That's a whole new chapter of life, if that's the case. So just see if it's true for you. Willingness to take chances. Overcome your fear of failure. You won't be afraid to take chances once you realize you can learn from your mistakes. So a chance is like, I'd really like to turn this into a very successful company. Okay, then we have to do something that counts for people. So what are we going to do that counts for people? Well, let's make something they need. What do they need? Well, in cancer, honestly, it's kind of an ugly treatment, cancer, 5, 6 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. You get hurt at the same time I'm telling you I'm going to help you, and you can suffer from cancer therapy. What if we turned that around? What if we took the hurt out and just put the help in? Oh, no one's ever done that. Okay, right away. They're saying, you're going to fail too. You're going straight down a 100-foot drop in a raft here, and no one on the raft can swim. That's really dangerous. So, but you have to say, is it worth doing? So what if we fail? Is it worth doing? Is it the right thing to try? So you step in and you give it a go. And you find other people say, hey, I'm going to hang in here. This company was on the verge of extinction, and 40 people said, I'm going to stick with it. I know our history. For whatever reason, I'm sticking with it. There's got to be something good here. And they did. And had they not, none of us would be here today. And some of those people are in the room today. You got to try something new. Hadn't been done before. It's easy to say, never been done. You won't make it happen. A lot of people, and they're oftentimes right. So it's an easy thing to say. But hey, when it does work out, it's pretty cool. Edison, I will not say I failed 1,000 times. I'll say I discovered there are 1,000 ways that can cause failure. So we don't do it that way. Wall Street came to me and said, you will never raise money on Wall Street. Okay, so we didn't. We just called the shareholders, and 90% of them participated. And Wall Street, if I had a pillow back here, I'd tell you what they did. They just fell over and they went, I can't even believe that you raised money. We can't do an offering, and you got your own shareholders to put the money in? Unbelievable. And that was chapter 2 of this company's turnaround.